Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my 33-week update.
Well, the moment you felt you could start over new was the same that you realized the stories were true. You opened your eyes and the world you could see wasn't dim, it was brighter, you'd have to agree. Oh, now your fears are gone, they were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the very first time. Oh, now your fears are gone, they were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the first time. Not hold me yet, not hold me yet. No, you're not home yet. No, not home, but you finally found the way.
It is Tuesday because Halloween was yesterday, and it wasn't because of Halloween exclusively that I didn't get this up yesterday. On Sunday, I kind of felt nauseous all morning, which is really weird. I just didn't feel well. And then in the evening afternoon, late afternoon, I should say, I threw up, which was weird. And then I felt fine, and I had my maternity pictures, and I didn't have any other symptoms, and I was like, well, it's not the flu. No one else in my house is sick. So I was like, whatever. It must have just been something I ate or something, right? No big deal. We went to sushi for lunch, and I didn't have anything raw, but I still was just like, something must not have agreed with me. It's fine. I went and I took my maternity pictures and we got back and I felt really crappy, but like generally okay. And I threw up again. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. And then I just felt like crap. Like really just felt bad. So we laid in bed and it was like maybe 8:30 at this point in time, like not late at all. I laid in bed and Gregory went to put Gabriel down. I was just laying there on and off all for like an hour, hour and a half, something like that. And then I threw up again. And I was like, what is going on? And then I started having really bad contractions, like really bad contractions, not just in my stomach, but also in my back, like a lot. And I thought I was really nervous that there was decreased fetal movement just because I hadn't really been thinking about it, so I hadn't been paying attention because I was not feeling well, so I wasn't paying attention. And I had had plenty of fetal movement during my pictures, but after that I didn't, recognize it as much, so I was like super worried. So I laid down in bed because Gregory came out when that was happening after putting Gabriel down. He had just gotten Gabriel down, and he set up all this stuff for me so that I wouldn't have to get out of bed because I couldn't wear my boot and I couldn't run to the bathroom. It was a whole thing. And he wanted me to be safe and not have to run. And he got me some water and I laid down and I counted baby's movements and baby was fine. I just got really nervous for some reason, but I was still having really bad contractions. And I was like, I can't tell if these contractions are from throwing up or if I'm throwing up because I'm having contractions. Because those two things can go hand in hand. Now, they didn't with my last pregnancy. I didn't throw up when I was having contractions with Gabriel once, not during labor, not elsewise. But every baby's different and every labor is different. And since I'm early, you never know how your body's going to react, or if baby's just in a really bad position and those contractions are causing them to push up on your stomach or something of that nature, where because if baby gets in a funky position, you're going to have contractions to try and get the baby back into place, which is why it's recommended that you do like an inversion or something, or get an alignment from your chiropractor or whatever it is to get your baby back into a good position, because that can cause contractions. Anyway, so I was like, this is so weird, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's the contractions because of the vomiting or vomiting because of the contractions. I don't know what's going on. And I want it to stop. I was very nervous. So I had Gregory rub my back because it was causing me so much pain, like seriously, so much lower back pain. And in the last like week, I've noticed that I put, and I'm sure that I didn't put it all on in the last week, but like I put a lot of like weight slash fat on like my hips and my back, like my lower back and hips, like the love handle area. I didn't notice it, I don't think, until like Saturday or Sunday. And now I'm just like super self conscious about it. But I will get over that. I will eventually get over that. I was having him rub my back to kind of help mitigate the pain because I was just not feeling good, and I was like, if this can help relieve the pain, then maybe I can like fall asleep and whatever. And eventually I was able to fall asleep, and I woke up at like midnight to go to the bathroom, and that helped me feel a little bit better. And then I came back to bed and I was fine the rest of the day. I didn't throw up again. And so that was yesterday morning. But I was super tired, even though I had gone to bed like 10 o'clock, being my last time throwing up, and then going to bed around that time, like 10:30, 11, is not late for me. Normally I go to bed at like midnight or 1 o'clock, in that general range, sometimes afterwards, just because that's when I can fall asleep. And previously, leading up to this, not the day before, but a few days before, I went to bed at like 1 because that's when I fell asleep, and I was up at like 5 for no reason. So I was just, my sleep schedule can be all over the place. Like on average, it's pretty good, but I will have like weird nights. So I had slept considerably longer that night, but I was just still super tired and out of it. So when Gabriel woke up and I went upstairs and got him and we hung out and turned on a movie, I was like laying on the couch all day because I was like, I can't, I'm too tired, I'm too out of it, I feel too gross. Like, we got food and I ate breakfast with him because I was starving. And I kept that down and I ate I had a snack when he had lunch. That was fine, but I was still like tired and out of it. So I was laying on the couch, like kind of half napping, if you know what I mean. Like, you're not really asleep, but you're not like fully awake either. Like, you're aware of what's going on around you to the point that like you know where your kid is in the room, but you're not like conscious of anything else. I don't know how to explain it, but so basically I could hear and track Gabriel in my mind, but I wasn't like paying attention to anything else that was going on, and my body was like fully relaxed into the couch. But I could tell if he was like, at the top of the stairs or in the kitchen or in the living room or what have you. And he did such a good job yesterday. He was just kind of content to play with his toys and watch his movie. And I opened up a toy bin thing that I don't always open up for him. It's got like more like learning toys in it. So like puzzles and those kind of like brain game type toys. And normally he has like more of the make-believe toys, like cars and kitchen stuff and music making toys, that kind of stuff. So I only like, I'll switch off so that he doesn't get overwhelmed or like bored of any one of the toys. And I like to switch things out, but there's also like books in there that we only open up when we open up that cabinet, just to have some like special toys, if that makes sense. And so I opened up that cabinet and let him play in it, and he did a fabulous job of just hanging out all day yesterday, staying safe, staying in the living room, just hanging out with his toys, watching a movie. And which was good because I did not have the energy for it, but he didn't want to nap either, because I was like, oh, come nap with me, or like come hang out with me, and then like I can actually take a real nap. And he was like, no, I'm just gonna chill. Like, he wasn't cranky or anything, he just didn't want to nap. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna fight it. And then my sisters came over kind of to help me put some stuff together for the party, and I was feeling a little bit like more energized. I didn't feel bad at any point yesterday, but I didn't feel good either. So I was like, if they can come over and help, that'd be great. So they helped me set up the activities, get candy and stuff, hide the treasure hunt stuff. Like, we got it all taken care of in a very short amount of time, and I was able to make most of dinner before they left to go get their costumes and everything like that. And my husband got home like right around that time, 15 minutes before they left, something like that. And he took my son and they went and napped. And I finished up my stuff. I got to get myself changed. And it was very, like, at that point, I was like, okay. And I had a snack and I had more water and that kind of stuff. And by that time, I felt fine. Like, tired because I wanted to actually nap, but fine. And we were having people come over in like less than 45 minutes, and I had to get changed and all this stuff, so I didn't have time for a nap. And I didn't want to cancel this party because I was like, I don't feel bad, I just feel tired. And everything should be done by like 8, 9 o'clock, which is not late, and I can go to bed early then. So I can roll with this, and if I get too tired, I can just tell people and they're not going to be offended. It'll be fine. So we did all this stuff, get everything ready. People started arriving, and then I went and woke my husband up. He was able to put Gabriel... No, he was not able to put Gabriel down. Gabriel was not about it. They napped for like an hour, which was not long enough for Gabriel, but he was fine. And then he hung out with me. He got a snack and a drink, and then he was like totally good. We had a really fun time yesterday. We did dinner. They went on a treasure hunt to find all the candy and stuff. So we had this like bin of candy and treats because we also gave out glow sticks and like mini bubble wands. And I did those because I thought that like my siblings and like the people that we had at this party, it was just a few people, like kids, to kind of do some activities in case. So you never know with like a 1 and a 2-year-old, like, are they going to enjoy trick-or-treating? Is it going to be too cold? Like, you never know. Last night was amazing. Like, it was super warm. I think it was like 55 degrees or something like that. Like, and it wasn't like, there was no wind, so it wasn't cold. And most of the kids were in jammy type, like pajama type of costumes, so they were already warm to begin with, so they didn't need coats, which is really cool because I don't think I've ever done a Halloween as a child where I didn't have to wear a coat or long sleeves underneath my costume or hats and mittens or whatever because it was just that cold. But last night was not that cold, and it has been 70 during the day every day, so it's really not that cold yet, which is so weird and abnormal. But it was super fun. So they did a treasure hunt to find this basket, and I was like, we might want these glow bands for going out to trick or treat. And it was really cool and fun, and they had a good time with that. And once they picked out their candy, then we used the rest to give out to trick-or-treaters. So it was cool because they got to like pick what treats they wanted, and they got more than if they were, because some of them, I didn't know if they wanted to go trick-or-treating or if there would be much available in our neighborhood, because although our neighborhood has a lot of kids, sometimes when your neighborhood has a lot of kids, there's not a lot of like places to go trick-or-treating, and it's really hit or miss. We've only been in this neighborhood for 1 year, so I didn't really know what it was going to be like. So I was just like, I want to make sure that they have some kind of treats, and then we'll have the rest for if anyone comes to our house. And they ended up being really popular with the trick-or-treaters too, because by the end of the night we had some candy left, but no glow sticks and no bubbles left. It was weird. Like, we just let them pick, like, you can have 2 pieces. You can pick a glow stick and a bubble, or a candy, or 2 candies, or whatever. And then kids kind of got to pick, and some of them were chocolates and some of them were not. And I know that, like, some kids are really picky. And we had a huge bucket, so we were like, let kids pick one by one or tell us what they wanted, and we were able to give it to them. So that was really cool too. We had dinner, we painted pumpkins, which they were so cute. I should show you, like, they actually really got into the painting, and they ended up being really cute. But anyway, so then they got changed. We took some pictures. It was really fun. If you're not following me on Instagram, all the pictures are there with our family Halloween costume and everything like that. And then we decided to go out trick-or-treating. And at first I was like, I'm too tired, like blah, blah, blah. But I really didn't want to miss out on the trick-or-treating part. And I was like, you know, we're just going to walk through the neighborhood. I can always walk back. Or if it's that big of a deal, I can sit on like the curb and have someone come and pick me up. Like, there's a bunch of people here. Everyone can drive. It'll be fine. So I went out with them, and watching my son run from house to house, like super excited and staying like holding someone's hand and like being very careful and following all the rules, but having such a genuinely good time. It made my heart so happy. And I'm so glad that we did it, and he was warm, and like all the kids, like none of them wore gloves, but no one's fingers were cold, and like no one had a red nose and like runny nose from being outside in the cold. And it was a very unique Halloween for this area and for my self in my memory. So it was very exciting. But anyway, so we had a very eventful night. We went to my grandma's house and she had like little treats and bags and gifts for everybody for Halloween because that's what she does. And visited a little bit and then came home, put Gabriel to bed. I think we were in bed by like 10 o'clock again last night. So we have been going to bed a little earlier and I woke up a bunch last night. Like I didn't have like, not that my sleep wasn't restful, but it wasn't like continuously restful, if that makes sense. And I remember waking up when Gregory left and because he kissed me goodbye and I was like, I could get up. I feel pretty energized, but I know it's only like 6:30ish, maybe a little bit after that. I could really easily just go back to sleep. So I'll go back to sleep because I didn't get to catch up on sleep yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow, like today, is going to be like. I did, and when I did wake up, I felt way more tired because it's that like almost oversleep kind of space, but it was worth it in the long run. My body will be happy about it. I wish I could take a nap now, but I'm too worried about Gabriel waking up, and even though I have the monitor plugged in, not hearing him, just because I'm anxious. And I've got some stuff to do, so I'm going to try and get some more work-related stuff done. So that's kind of like the biggest thing that happened. It was the reason why I didn't get my video out, because I was honestly going to film on Sunday because I had time, but I just felt super crappy, so I was not able to. And then Monday during the day, same thing, so it just didn't happen. But we are here now. We had a great, fabulous Halloween. Previously, throughout the week, I have had, like, my foot's been feeling way, way, way better, which, again, isn't technically due to pregnancy, but it is really affecting my pregnancy, if that makes sense. My foot's feeling way, way, way better. I'm very excited to go in and get my repeat x-rays on Thursday, and I'm really hoping that it's totally healed, and they're like, yep, boot can come off, you're fine, keep an eye on it, but you can go back to normal activity. That's what I'm hoping for, so I can start doing squats and stuff again. The baby, in general, is still very active, still very tons and tons of movement. But I did do 2 inversions this week. So 2 days where I did like an inversion where you like lay off the side of a bed. Look it up. It's very confusing. Side lying releases, and it depends what you call it. Like, everyone kind of has a different name for it. But essentially, you take like a blanket, fold it up against your belly, and then you pull up, and then you have someone stand above you with the ends of the blanket and like row, so it like shifts your baby into the correct position. I did that twice this week. It was good. It felt good. Did them both before bed, both times, just to, make sure that baby was in a good position for me to sleep more comfortably, because I had been having like weird sleep patterns. It worked well. It was great. I've had a little bit more of the digestive issues, but I think that's because like on Sunday I stopped taking like not my antibiotic. I'm not taking an antibiotic. I stopped taking my iron supplement, and I stopped eating my yogurt and doing my smoothie in the morning because I wasn't feeling well that morning. And then yesterday I didn't do it, and then this morning I didn't do it because I was still like not totally sure how I was feeling. And so I think that my body can kind of tell, and like I think that my digestive system is like, okay, are you going to give us these things or not? Because I gotta adjust, and all that kind of stuff. And what you eat really does affect how your digestive system operates. So it's been kind of feeling like crampy and not great, but I think that that's just due to how I'm eating, and I need to, shift back into that. And if I would stop getting sick or having things wrong with me, it would be a lot easier to maintain that, but that's not the way that my body is working right now, so it's a really great time. I have had a couple more days where I noticed this week where I've been having a lot more heart racing at rest, or when moving slightly, like standing up and walking to my kitchen, like not standing up fast or anything like that, just like whoop, whoop, where normally that would not make me pant, and it does. Again, I've been trying to focus on the inversions and things like that to make sure that baby is not pushed up too high into my lungs or on any organs more than they should be, like in a funky position, but one can only do so much. This week, the baby is the size of a muskmelon or a honeydew melon, depending upon what you want to call it. Just like a little smaller than a cantaloupe is how big. I have had a lot of honeydew in my life. It's just slightly smaller than a cantaloupe, which is the orange fruit. We're also estimated at 17.7 inches and 4.7 pounds, which is a pretty decent size, but this baby's still not allowed to come until we are full term, preferably until December. We are a December baby. I keep telling myself that because I feel like I need that reassurance. And my grandma told me yesterday that she had a dream that my baby was born at the beginning of December. And I was like, that's okay. That's perfect. As long as it's in December that we are having this baby. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry. Baby was kicking like crazy. I really don't have any more indication internally or like feeling that it's a boy or a girl, like nothing specific. Still pretty torn right down the middle. I have referred to the baby less as he or she and just more of like the baby. I have had a lot more heartburn lately, which I don't know if that's due to like what I'm eating because it's changing up here and there and I can't find anything specific to connect it to, so I can't say that that's the case, but I can't rule it out either, or if it's just where the baby is sitting, again, if it's like pushing up against my stomach, or if I just really need to go back into the chiropractor. And I am seeing my chiropractor tomorrow, so hopefully that'll fix things, and then I'll just be able to like call it good, but we can only do so much, so let's see the belly. After getting back a preview of my maternity pictures, I've noticed that my belly isn't like weirdly shaped in general, but the baby can get, like the baby's position definitely changes the shape of my belly because my belly is multiple different shapes just in the span of the pictures that I took, which took place in less than an hour and a half. Less than an hour and a half, including me changing into a new dress and us driving somewhere else. Like picture to picture, sometimes my belly changed shape because this baby moves so much. And I didn't have that experience before. So like, I'm sure that people that did have that experience are like, yeah, duh, no, of course. But it's just weird how much it changes to me, if that makes sense. Like it makes sense that it changes, but that much and like that different of a shape is just wild to me. So all of you out here, like, what do you mean your belly didn't change shape with your first? I'm really sorry. I had no experience to grab onto, but here we are now. And so when I look at the like bump pictures or like bump progression in my YouTube videos, it's funny because sometimes I'm like, the baby's, very similar size, like 32, like say 31 to 33 weeks, like those 3 pictures. I can tell you right now that the shape of my bump in each of those pictures is probably totally different simply because the baby was in a different position each time. I should go back and look at that for sure, but like I took bump pictures for Instagram, one on Sunday. Yesterday, I did a couple of video clips for a few videos that I'm putting together. And then today, with just that bump shot, and they all look different. And I don't know if that's me hyper analyzing it or what. Now, that was the 33-week baby update and a recap of my Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope I don't get sick again, so please pray for me. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, then hit the bell down below so you can get notifications for when more videos come out. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Love, Genevieve.